Hello and welcome to Maths with Jacob. This lesson will focus on Coordinate Geometry Part 2. A special puzzle to warm up the brain cells is on the next slide. The answer will be given at the end. Enjoy. What is the meaning of the following? Good luck with it and see how you go. Rise over run. In the previous video, we briefly introduced the concept of slope or gradient. In this video, we will just add an extra dimension to this topic. One way to calculate the slope of a line is to use the following simple formula. Slope equals rise over run. What we're talking about here, if you have this line, for example, you can use that part of the line as the hypotenuse, and you can have this perpendicular and this base, and basically you formed a right angle triangle. To calculate the slope of this line, we have the height of the triangle, which we call the rise, over the base of the triangle, which we call the run. So it's basically height over base, or rise over run. And that also occurs for a line which slopes in this direction. Rise over run. Now there's something very interesting to note here. When a line is drawn in that direction and it slopes in this direction here, it has a positive slope. When a line slopes in that direction, it has a negative slope. The general formula. The general formula is one of many different ways we can write down the equation of a line. And the general formula is ax plus by plus c equals 0. It is neat and tidy and does not involve fractions. Basically, a, b and c are integers. And if you remember from earlier videos, an integer is another name for a whole number. So, from the previous slide, we had ax plus by plus c equals 0. Let's look at an example. Let's consider the equation 3x plus 5y plus 15 equals 0. That's the general form of an equation. Find the coordinates where this line intersects with both the x and y axes. This is how we do the solution. The above line cuts the x-axis where y equals 0. So any point on the x-axis has y equals 0. So we put y equals 0 into the equation. So we have 3x plus 5 times 0 plus 15 equals 0. 3x equals negative 15, so x equals negative 5. From this we have that the line intersects the x-axis at the point minus 5, 0. The above line cuts the y-axis where x equals 0. So all we do now, wherever we see x, we put 0. So, to simplify from there to there, quite straightforward, because 3 times 0 is 0, and all we do is subtract 15 from both sides, so we have 5y equals minus 15, so y equals negative 3. From this we have that the line intersects the y-axis at the point 0, negative 3. Now we're going to look from the general form to the y-intercept form, so we can change the way the equation looks. It can be very useful to change the equation of a line from the general form to the y-intercept form. We can then read off the slope and y-intercept easily. So here's an example. Change 2x plus 3y minus 6 equals 0 to the form y equals mx plus b, and hence find the slope and y-intercept. Remember, when an equation is in this form, there's the slope and there's the y-intercept. You can just read it off. So I've repeated the equation. That's the general form. All we do now, we subtract 2x from both sides and we add 6 to both sides. So that's from there to there. That's what we've done. We divide both sides by 3, which gives us this line. So that's in the form y equals mx plus b. So the slope is minus 2/3 and the y-intercept is 2. Now, we'll go the other way. Write the equation y equals minus 3/5 x minus 4 in the general form and find the values of a, b and c. So remember, the general form of a straight line is here. Okay. Now we started off with y equals minus 3/5x minus 4. We multiply both sides by 5, because remember, in the general form there are no fractions. So that gives us this line here from there to there. We add 3x plus 20 to both sides. That brings everything to the left-hand side. And look, here is the general form of that equation, or that equation is in the general form. Therefore, a equals 3, that's a, b equals 5, there's b, and c equals 20, there is c. Here's a quick quiz to help you. Please check through the video at any time. Answer to the puzzle. What is the meaning of the following? No one understands. How cute is that? Have a close look at it, and I think you might get it. Here are the answers to the quick quiz, and the video is at your disposal.